Alright, sorry about that. Checking back in, we do see that where we're picking up Frostmare just gets a Balloon Blast from Enchi and Jelly. This is still in that very early grindy part of this game. But there we see a Hydroblast target that does not need a balloon to get started, because that is a very scary Mortalis. Now Sarah with 4 mana still. And now Yusin taking a second to think things over. $21-12 for Mortalis there. Sarah 1 in hand. Ignis Steel taking out the Shadow Steel. Mortalis is all the way to a 22-13. 24-15. And a Mech Wing followed by a Woofa. Mortalis just doing work. Nothing you can do about this if you're using. You used your Balloon Blast on the Frostmare, but we do see that Woofa will have to attack into that Cactusaurus, and so will the Mortalis. His own Cactusaurus comes down. So now you can't even Hydroblast the Mortalis. You would need to attack with the Ignis Steel into the Cactusaurus first. And that's what we see. And then it's a Blizzard, so it works. You can survive one turn now. You're really up against it, but you know, at the end of the day, this is what champions are made of. You have to be able to come back against very long odds. Let's see if Yusin can do that. The Mortalis is a 30 power attacker now. It is frozen again. Grumble does get 4 damage in on it. And it is a bloom on the bug itself. That keeps it out of the range of Woofa. Woofa and the Grumble will be able to combine in with an attack for 8, but instead they just go after the board, and that Mortalis continues to grow. Grumble up to a 4-6. Yusin, Sero gets 4 damage in with that Woofa. Yusin facing this turn and this turn only. He must have an answer for that Mortalis. He needs to use 1 card, and that's not it. The Laudation is not it. That Mortalis will be lethal, and we see Sero 3-1 moving on, is our champion for the Weekend Open Series. Congratulations, Sero. It was a very well played tournament. He went undefeated through day 1 action. He went undefeated through 3 rounds of top 8 tournament play, and Sero earns his place in history with the tournament edition Fossil Boner as his prize. unbelievable tournament. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all of our players for an excellent tournament. We had over 20 people join this event this weekend, and this was a special edition. It was firing at a different time, so let us know what you thought. We're seeing Sero throwing in a party of two. So want to really quickly shout out to Sero with an incredible tournament. If you are listening in there, my friend, you went undefeated through day one, undefeated through day two, and you really played some brutal matches along the way against some very talented opponents. But you deserve that victory, that cash, and that tournament edition Fossil Boner. I'm very happy for you. Folks, thank you very much. That concludes our weekend open series. I am your host, Manifestable. Thank you for being with us all weekend long. This was a special edition as we were firing this event at a slightly different time here in the evening Eastern time zone hours. And if you are all about that Fossil Boner tournament edition, let's get some noise in the chat. We want to shout out to Sero. It was a tournament to remember. That Mortalis absolutely doing work. There is, when you only have so many Hydroblasts to go around, and you have to decide, do you want to Bloom Blast this Frostmare, or if your opponent just immediately drops a Mortalis on the next turn, how are you going to answer that? Those are the decisions that you have to really think about in this format. When you're playing Singleton, you can't be playing as deep of a set of Hydroblasts as you maybe typically are used to. So we saw that Mortalis was a great choice for a Singleton format like this. Maybe not, as Sarah was mentioning in the chat, not something that he plays even in his own ranked matches due to the fact the prevalence of that Hydroblast, but it was perfect for this event, and we saw it absolutely go to work. Fitting finals. I think the final kill was like a 30 plus attack from Mortalis, so very fitting. And I encourage you to follow the Champions channel, also the game itself. Yeah, Mortalis pushed 50 plus damage. This is the comment from Sero. And yeah, when you start at 60 life, if you can have one card deal 50, you have some good odds to win that game. But yeah, so right below the name of this stream is the purple word Champions TCG. That is the page for the game itself. So we'd love if you could go over to that page, follow the game itself. You'll see all of our creators in the Creator Lab, Sero among them, Bruce, who's in the chat, Any Moon also in the chat, K1 in the chat, and many, many more. Deacon Z as well makes some great content on Twitch. And we're gonna continue to up the game for you guys. We have Gen 1 coming out soon, hopefully the next 2 weeks on Doge. That is Doge Labs. That's the name of the wallet. The website is drc-20.org. So for some of these events, when we're doing a combined Gen 1, Gen 2, a lot of these events give competitive advantages to our earliest adopters that were able to snatch up some of those early Gen 1 cards. But going forward, the Gen 1 will be a little bit more accessible to a wider player group. And yeah, we have even some plans for the next set, the Gen 3, launching hopefully sometime towards the end of the year. And yeah, we want to shout out to all of our followers. Thank you for being with us. My name is Manifestable. Please continue to be great ambassadors for the game and continue to push us to deliver a great game experience. Thanks y'all for being with us, and we are signing off. See y'all in the